You remember it?
They was contacted.
Right. And when I say that, like, you guys reached out to them
Right.
to see if they could come pick you up.
Correct.
And that you learned that they were stopped by police.
Correct.
Right? So Natalie Gant and Torrigon Williams were supposed to try and save you guys, right?
And Abdul.
And Abdul.
Correct.
But they couldn't because they had been pulled over.
Correct.
So the next try was to Blue, right? Okay. So you do now remember saying that to them, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember me saying that a pen was dropped to Natalie.
Okay. I mean, but you do remember giving, and I didn't say specifically to Natalie and Torrigon, right?
Right.
They were dating at the time.
Yeah.
Right? That was his girlfriend. He was living with her.
Yeah.
Right? But in your mind, you had told them that those two were supposed to come and pick you up, right?
Attempt, yeah.
Attempt. They didn't pick you up. We know that, okay? But they were supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Natalie Gant's name was thrown into this all the way in August, right?
Right.
Now you say that, so if Natalie did anything, for example, with Torrigon's to try and help you get away, and she knew what was going on, that would make her an accessory, like Blue, right?
I'm gonna, unless he has independent personal knowledge, otherwise you're asking him a legal conclusion.
If he
And
knows.
I would sustain that objection. But if he knows,
You know?
No.
Okay. That's good. All right. So no one at this point is arrested at all in the David Rothamel case, right? Except for you.
Except for me.
And no one else is arrested in Charles McCormick at that time, except for you.
Right.
Okay. But now in this meeting, this is who you've given to them, right? Torrigon Williams, right?
Correct.
Natalie Gant, right?
Right.
Abdul Jr., AKA Kareem, right?
Right.
Leroy Whitaker, right?
Right.
Blue, right?
Right.
And also to Hakeem Robinson, right?
Right.
Who you knew they thought was a shooter, right?
Yeah.
And because of you and what you said, they go and arrest Hakeem Robinson, right?
Right.
They don't arrest Torrigon or Natalie, right?
Right.
And Hakeem's arrest is all over the news, if you know. Do you know if it was all over the news?
Yeah.
You do know, right?
Right.
It made its way to you even in the jail that Hakeem Robinson, AKA KSO, was arrested for the murder. It was a big deal, right?
Right.
And ever since then, only if you know, the case has been covered in the media, right?
Right.
Now, you'd agree with me the moment that you commit to Hakeem, or you commit to anyone, you commit to Blue being there, or you commit to Torrigon Williams, you can't come back and change your testimony, right?
Correct.
Because if you do that, they may not give you the recommendation that you're seeking, right?
Right.
You even turned on your girlfriend, right?
Right.
Did you love Janera?
Yeah.
Okay. But in that moment, you were okay giving her up for an accessory after the fact to murder.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you needed to help yourself, right?
Right.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
Now, at the time, you testified that your height's 5'7"?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you remember what you weighed at that time, right? Or you don't know?
Can't recall.
Can't recall. Do you know someone by the name of Shifton Hogan?
No.
Name completely ring a bell to you, or you have no idea who that is?
No.
Now, another thing I want to talk about is, today you testified that while you were in the vehicle, right, that Hakeem Robinson touched your firearm,
Correct.
okay? When we sat down in depositions, right, did you ever tell us that before?
Can't recall.
Can't recall. Did you ever tell Joel Cooper that before today, or the state attorney's office before today, that you witnessed him touch the firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but this is already after you know that his fingerprint was found on your firearm, right?
It's something that I seen.
Oh, okay. But the only time that we, as a defense, is hearing about it is today, 5 years later, right?
I wouldn't know that.
You never told us about it before.
Can't recall.
So going back, I wanted to go back to this, okay? And this is the final area before I'm finished, okay, Mr. Barna? I was going over what was said between you and Detective Smith in that interview when he came to you and showed you the video and said, I know you're not my shooter, right?
Right.
And I was asking you about things that he had said to you, about chains and things, and you said you don't remember, right? Would it refresh your recollection if I were to show you a copy of the transcripts of the statement that you made that day? So you can see exactly what was said. That would remind you of what Detective Smith said to you and what you said, right?
Right.
Okay, so for the record, we're referring to the transcripts of that statement?
Your Honor, these were taken on February 19, 2021.
You remember?
Right.
Okay. So what he said to you, I'm going into what he said to you and what your response was, okay?
Yeah.
He said to you that you've been sitting in jail for 2 months and that he, Detective Smith, has been looking at people's Instagram and they are free spending money on chains while you are in jail. He said that to you, right?
Right.
And your response was, but I don't know him though. That's what you said, right?
Not personally, though.
Okay.
That was a lie.
Okay, so that was another lie now, okay? So where he's suggesting to you that it's Hakeem Robinson, and you're saying, I don't know him, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, you even said to him, you know his brother, but I don't know him personally, right?
Yeah.
But now you're saying that that was a lie.
That was me saving people.
Saving people, like who? Chris Brown?
Nah.
No further questions.
Okay, is there any redirect?
May it please the court?
Yes.
So, Mr. Barner, I want to go over a few things. One, you were asked a moment ago, well, maybe a lot of moments ago, about when you got arrested and then you had a bond, right?
Correct.
And they said, well, you just couldn't afford to make it, right?
Correct.
You didn't get a record deal, did you?
No.
Okay. So, Willie Addison. When Willie Addison was shot and killed, there was a lot of questions regarding the fact that Hakeem Robinson wasn't actually in that car. Is that right?
Right.
Remember being asked those questions?
Yeah.
Now, Willie Addison was Hakeem's stepbrother, correct?
Right.
Abdul Robinson Jr., Kareem, is that Hakeem Robinson's biological brother?
Yeah.
All right. And where was Kareem shot?
In the head.
Did Kareem almost die?
Yeah.
Abdul Robinson Sr., Blue, is that Hakeem Robinson's father?
Yeah.
Overruled. It's been asked many times by all of you. I think everyone knows that Blue is Mr. Robinson's father.
Was he shot?
Yeah.
Torrigon Williams, is that Hakeem Robinson's cousin? Are they related, Torrigon Williams and Hakeem Robinson?
Kareem and Torgan are cousins.
And Kareem. Okay. What about Leroy Whitaker? Is he related to Hakeem Robinson?
Yes, sir.
And so, Abdul Robinson Jr. severely injured, and Hakeem Robinson's stepbrother was killed,
Correct.
and his father shot.
Correct.
Now, that song that we heard earlier, that was made by Charles McCormick. Remember listening to that?
Yes, sir.
And there was a line, "Smoking on Willie." Someone else was also mentioned earlier. You said 23. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And who is 23 in relation to Hakeem Robinson? Is that someone that he knows?
Yeah.
Someone he's close to?
Yeah.
Was 23 killed?
Yes, sir.
And so both 23 and Willie Addison were both referenced in that song.
Correct.
And you know that Abdul Robinson Sr., the family, was upset over that song.
Correct.
Now, you've also been asked a lot of questions about Chris Brown and when he was there and when he left on January 15, 2020, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you sitting here trying to protect Chris Brown?
No, sir.
Is Chris Brown one of the co-defendants in the Damon Rothermel case?
Yes, sir.
And are you cooperating against Chris Brown in that case?
Yes, sir.
So, you're not trying to protect him?
No, sir.
You were also asked a lot about getting a deal. So I want to talk and just clarify this point. Your pleas to each and every one of your charges, were they to the court?
Yes, sir.
Now, you haven't been sentenced, correct?
No, sir.
And the judge will decide what sentence you get.
Correct.
Do you know if the state is going to make a recommendation at your sentencing? Have you been told the state is going to recommend any sentence?
No.
And even if the state walks in and makes a recommendation, does this judge have to follow it?
No.
It is entirely up to the judge to decide what sentence you get.
Correct.
And that's after hearing everything here today as well, right?
Right.
And you sat through, as has been pointed out multiple times, 3 days of depositions, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. And about 9 hours or so of depositions, questions and answers by the defense.
Yeah.
And during that deposition, a lot has been brought out today, asking you questions, refreshing your memory, or asking about the answers you gave to those questions. For everybody in this courtroom to hear, right?
Correct.
Including the judge, right?
Right.
Did you have a lot of fun in those depositions?
No.
Having fun today?
No.
But you understand that each and everything that you testify to, including all of the things that you have admitted to, and having done, that's all information this judge will have at sentencing.
Correct.
And what is the maximum sentence this judge can give you?
Life.
Now, you're asked a lot about, well, you touched a gun, you weren't charged with possession of a firearm, right?
Right.
And the maximum was 15 years on that offense. It was pointed out to you, right?
Yeah.
What's the minimum sentence you know that you can get based on what you have pled to?
20.
Is 20 or 15 higher?
20.
There's also a 3-year minimum mandatory, they said, with the gun charge, right?
Yeah.
How much time you spent in jail since you've been arrested on these charges?
5 years.
What's higher, 5 or 3?
5.
If you were to get sentenced to life in prison, does another 15 years matter?
No, sir.
How many life sentences can you serve?
1.
How many lives do you get? 1?
1.
And that's still what you're facing.
Yes, sir.
Now, excuse me. You were asked a lot of questions about your discovery in this case and what you reviewed and the timing of all of those events. So I want to make this clear. You were arrested January 15, 2020, right?
Correct.
And you became a witness and provided information in August of 2020, right?
Correct.
And at that time, none of your co-defendants were arrested.
No.
And ultimately, you entered a plea to your charges in September of 2020, right?
Correct.
Now, are you aware that since 2020 and 2025, there's been a large amount of discovery that has been ongoing in this case?
Yes, sir.
And so while there was some discovery done in this case, and this specifically the murder of Charles McCormick, that had not been completed by the time you pled, is that right?
Correct.
So you wouldn't have had an opportunity to review all of the pieces of evidence in this case, is that right?
Right.
Now, is it also true that in February of 2020, about a month after being arrested, you made statements to someone in jail about what you did?
Correct.
All right, I'll see the parties sidebar with the court reporter.
Quick update for anybody that's in here. The stream is muted from the recording side, not the actual video. So maybe if I start talking, then hurry up and come on back with the audio, because it seemed like whenever I want to give a little recap, they come back and, and start with the testimony. But we did miss a little bit, maybe 5 to 6 minutes the of the feed. So hopefully I'll be able to capture whatever points that we're trying to make um, a little bit later today when we recap it up. But y'all, they going late. It's 6 o'clock down there. They got the jury in the courtroom at 6 o'clock. They didn't pull the whole shift. They've been there since 9 this morning.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, please, court. So, in August, after you cooperated and then entered your pleas of guilty, Hakeem Robinson, Leroy Whitaker, and Abdul Robinson Jr. were ultimately arrested and have been charged. Is that right?
Leroy's already locked up.
On the burglary charge?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Now, did you plant Hakeem Robinson's DNA in the Nissan Altima?
No.
Sure. Sure, you didn't plant his DNA, right?
No, I didn't.
Did you take Hakeem Robinson's fingerprints and place it on that gun in the Nissan Altima?
No.
if what you're saying today to this jury is true, and you actually called Abdul Robinson Jr. on January 15, 2020, to let him know Charles McCormick's back, that could potentially be supported by phone records, right?
Yes, sir.
And you previously testified what your phone number and Abdul Robinson Jr.'s phone number was. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then with regard to Hakeem Robinson making what you thought might have been an Instagram call, if that happened, that could be potentially corroborated by Instagram records, right?
Right.
You can't manufacture Instagram records, can you?
No, sir.
And if what you said was true about Leroy Whitaker being in the car, Scotty, with you and Hakeem Robinson at Charles McCormick's apartment because the three of you were there to kill him, and Leroy Whitaker had a rifle, that could be supported by if the rifle was found in the car, right?
Right.
Was Leroy Whitaker just in the car as a spectator?
No, sir.
Does Leroy Whitaker speak a lot? Does he talk a lot?
Not really.
Did he have a lot of bullets in his rifle?
Yeah.
And when y'all were fleeing from the Merrill Road Shopping Plaza, and Officer, I don't know if you know his name, Officer Collins got behind you, did he activate his lights and sirens as he was trying to get you to pull over?
Yes, sir.
So you knew you should have pulled over.
Yeah.
And you and whoever was in the vehicle with you were actively still trying to flee from him, right?
Yes, sir.
And when you got out after crashing, you said you and Leroy Whitaker ran in one direction, right?
Correct.
And we saw a video of two individuals running through a backyard, right?
Correct.
And you said that was you and Leroy Whitaker, correct?
Correct.
Did you manufacture that video?
No.
You didn't create it?
No.
You didn't go to the homeowner and say, hey, you got to make this for me?
No.
No? No control over it?
No.
When you went to Barbara Buckley's home and you and, as you say, Leroy Whitaker entered without permission, did you put Leroy Whitaker's DNA on Miss Buckley?
No.
You sure?
Sure.
You don't think about it? You know you didn't do it?
No, I didn't do it.
Was he there with you?
Yes, sir.
Now, if what you say is true, and Hakeem Robinson was there, and Hakeem Robinson was involved, and I think the question was asked, did you allow Hakeem Robinson to do something? You allowed him to make a call, right?
Correct.
Do you tell Hakeem Robinson what to do?
No.
Sure?
Sure.
Now, did you make Hakeem Robinson post on his Instagram a few days after the murder a nail salon video?
Nope.
Sure?
Sure.
Did you add the text, kill a nigga, then get my toes done?
No.
You sure?
Sure.
Or were you in jail already?
I was in jail.
So you didn't do that?
No.
Okay. There was a lot of talk about not only ATK and 6 Block, but there were some questions about 300, right?
Correct.
Was Leroy Whitaker part of 300?
Yes, sir.
What about Abdul Robinson Jr.?
No, sir.
Now, going to the question of why would Hakeem Robinson contact Raekwon Howard? If Raekwon Howard is part of 6 Block, the ops of ATK, why would someone want to communicate? Why would there be that call? What would be the reason?
Basically, like,
I'll sustain unless he has personal information about it. Otherwise, I don't want him guessing.
Is it common, do you know, for members of one group to communicate with their ops
yes, sir.
and brag?
Correct.
The information when you were questioned about believing that Natalie and or Torgon were coming to potentially pick y'all up from Ms. Buckley's home. Did you personally talk to Natalie?
No.
Did you personally talk to Abdul Robinson Jr. on the phone while y'all were in that home?
No.
Did you try and send them any information?
No.
Who did?
Leroy.
So the information that went to your knowledge as to whether or not they potentially came to try and pick someone up, who did that come from?
Scotty.
Leroy Whitaker?
You're right.
You know, a lot of things that you've admitted to here in court don't sound good, right?
Right.
And you're guilty of your crimes.
Correct.
Now, the fact that you're guilty, does that in any way alter whether or not Hakeem Robinson is guilty?
Say that again.
Does the fact that you are guilty for what you have committed, and is all the things that you've admitted to, all the crimes that you've pled to, does that in any way change whether or not Hakeem Robinson is guilty?
No.
Does it alter what happened on January 15, 2020 in any way?
No.
Does it change who was in that car with you?
No.
Does that prove the fact that you're guilty, Leroy Whitaker? Does that change the truth, whether or not he was there?
No.
And you did not have the ability, and if you did, tell me, maybe I'm wrong. Did you have the ability to plant and create any of the evidence in this case, such as DNA, fingerprints, call records, anything like that?
Not at all.
Because you've been in jail since January 15, 2020.
Correct.
So I guess you're just really lucky. No further questions.
All right, may this witness be excused? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for us for today. I am going to ask that you leave your notepads behind. Again, we're going to lock them and secure them over this weekend recess. Now, this is a longer recess than we've had so far. You've got 2 days, and I'm certain there will probably be newspaper stories or television stories that are going to be printed or aired, and I just implore you to make every effort during this 2-day weekend not to view, watch, or listen to any stories that should be printed or aired. Please refrain from speaking about this case to anyone. I'm sure your loved ones, family, friends, coworkers might be very curious about what you've been doing this week and what your thoughts are so far. You are not to share any information, your thoughts, your impressions about this case with anyone. Again, it is incredibly important because this case has to be tried by you only on the evidence presented in this courtroom, in your collective presence as a jury, in the presence of all the attorneys, the defendants in this court. And so I ask you again not to speak to any attorneys or witnesses who might be waiting outside these doors as you leave today or as you return on Monday. I will also, as a new advisement, tell you that I know our courtroom temperatures can sometimes get cold, sometimes they can get hot. I'm feeling a little warm myself right now, and I know we turned it down because it was a little cold for some jurors. So please do bring a jacket or a light sweater or something that you think you might need next week in case you get a little cold or uncomfortable. You can always take that off. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to excuse you for the weekend. Wish you a very good and restful weekend, and we were going to be back here then on Monday at 9 a.m. here in courtroom 407, where we will continue with the state's case in chief. Okay?
Counsel?
Girl, Tati
Mr.
is
Whitaker.
on my last name. I know that. I know Tati ain't gonna, Tati not gonna irk me with them sideboards. That's her name, y'all. Her name is Tatiana. I can't remember her last name, but we're gonna call her Tati over here. All right, y'all. So we just kind of like picked up in the middle of the testimony. So I will try and pull together everything from the first video and the second video and get us a recap out there today. It'll just probably be like one of my regular live talking recaps, and then tomorrow we'll get the AI version posted. Salvador, thank you, Shay. Jay. So I will get that posted up on tomorrow. But I guess again, y'all have a good, happy, safe weekend. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.